welcome to Säsongen Arena. Brynäs IF hosting Leksand IF. It's the Swedish Hockey League on your home for hockey, Premier Sports. As we have a look inside the Leksand IF dressing room. Leksand promoted from the Allsvenskan last season. They have had a tough start to this SHL season. They have scored 9 goals in their 7 games played. They have only 2 points thus far. They've conceded 27 against. A tough test for Leksand on the road in Havla City. Brynäs, they sit 5th in the Swedish Hockey League, 12 points in their 6 games played. They have 21 goals for. They've conceded 13. 13 national championships for Brynäs IF, the most recent in 2012. And for Brynäs IF, their leading scorer, Pontus Westerholm, on fire as of late. 5 goals and 3 assists for 8 points. As we have a look at the live standings, you see Leksand down in 14th, minus 18 goal differential. 9 goals for, 27 against. Felix Sandstrom to get the start. He is perfect thus far on the season. Perfect 3-0 with a 2.33 goals against average. Ryan Gunderson, 2 assists thus far. He played in the KHL for Minsk last year. Simon Bertelsen, an important part of the back end. Simon Bertelsen, the 87th pick in 2009 for the Philadelphia Flyers. 20 block shots already for Brynäs IF this campaign. A good defensive warrior on the back end for head coach Thomas Berglund. Jesper Jensen, 3 assists his first year with Brynäs. The last 2 years previous with Roba BK. Atty Engren, 0-4 on the season thus far. 204th pick in 2007 by the Nashville Predators. AHL and KHL experience for the Finnish netminder. Patrick Noren, 1 assist thus far. He spent the last 2 years in the Allsvenskan with Almtuna. Castangy, the Canadian, 1 goal and 1 assist thus far for Leksand. 16 shots on goal, but the story here, Jesper Olas, the captain of Leksand, spent the 5 previous years with Brynäs. He had 9 goals and 7 assists with Brynäs last year. A homecoming of sorts for Jesper Olas. He has 1 goal and 1 assist thus far for Leksand. As mentioned, just 9 goals for Leksand IF, 27 against. And no time like the present to try and right the ship. Brynäs sit in 5th. 4 wins, 2 losses, 12 points thus far in their campaign. And head coach Thomas Berglund, in his 3rd season behind the Brynäs bench, he has some aspirations to get, obviously, into the playoffs, but to go deep into the playoffs as well. They were the SHL champions in 2012. Pontus Westerholm, talking about him being on fire, 5 goals. He is 2nd in the SHL in that category. And Westerholm, his 3rd year with Brynäs, 9 goals last year. He's got 5 already in this young season. Säsongen Arena, capacity 7,909, built in 2006. A magnificent atmosphere awaits us in this contest. And it's the capital city, Havla City, the capital of Havleborg County, 75,000, the population. Some famous hockey players from Havla City. Nicholas Backstrom, a star with the Washington Capitals, is from this area. And Jakob Silverberg of the Anaheim Ducks, also born and raised around the Brynäs IF area hockey club. I can also tell you it's a busy night on your home for hockey. Coming up at 9 p.m. later, KHL Insider. Followed by later on at midnight, NHL on the Fly. And at 1 a.m. live NHL, Capitals at Penguins. Pittsburgh raise their Stanley Cup banner. The Continental Cup will be live Friday, October 21st, as well as the Nottingham Panthers get their foray into Europe underway, and that will be live, as I mentioned, on Premier Sports. The referees in this one, Mikhail Shokvist and Per Clayson, and on the lines, Frederick Alpert and Daniel Herson. Some of the pregame niceties just winding down now at Säsongen. You could crowd on hand for this one. This is a rivalry that goes back decades. A lot of history between Brynäs IF and Leksand IF. And you can see predominantly Brynäs crowd, but some traveling support here as well as Leksand look for their first win of the season. And there is Jesper Oles, 5 previous years with Brynäs, back with Leksand wearing that captain's C, and we are underway. The Swedish Hockey League continues on Premier Sports, and straight away Ahti Engren comes out to play the puck. The Finnish goalie is actually very good at moving the puck, so that could be an asset tonight. He is 0-4 with a 3.74 goals against average, so that stings. He's got an .881 save percentage as well, but he is a good goalie, the 6'1" Finn, known for his good reactions and, as I mentioned, playing the puck. Felix Sandstrom getting the start for Brynäs. 6'2", Swedish netminder, an .891 save percentage, a former Philadelphia Flyers draft pick in 2015. Gunderson trying to play it up the wall and straight away out of play. Big hello to Anthony Russell in Southampton on Twitter. He was asking, am I enjoying the Swedish Hockey League this season? Well, Anthony, I am indeed. How could you not? It's one of the top leagues in the world, and Anthony's going to go see a Swedish Hockey League game in February, and I totally recommend you see a game if you're in any of these Swedish towns. Janos Harry out front as they try and get that first goal. They haven't played with a lead much this season. Forsberger had a shot on that nice pass from Jonas Harry. Only 9 goals for, 27 against. They really would like to play with the lead. They want to play with the puck, and Coach Per-Erik Johnson saying before this game that they really need to have some puck possession and get in hard on Brynäs. Here's Jonas Harry, the Hungarian. Takes a bump from Jonathan Pudas. Pudas up the wall for Patrick Westerholm, the twin brother of Pontus Westerholm. And the Westerholms with that sort of Sedin synergy that twins often have, trying to keep that going on the ice. And Pontus Westerholm with 8 points already this season. He's been magnificent for Brynäs. Quick shot from Kevin Clark off the outside of the apron of the net. Good hit by Ben Hughes, the 5'10" American. Very physical. And Ben Hughes played for Providence in the American Hockey League last year and had 22 points. He's got 10 penalty minutes this season for Leksand. Pretty robust character. And here's Olofsson. Olofsson dumps it back into the corner. You can reach out on Twitter at Murph on Ice, at Premier Sports TV, at SHLSE. Thank you for your question, Anthony. Yes, enjoying the Swedish Hockey League. It is a fun league to broadcast, no doubt about it, a fun league to watch. Great pace, great passing and speed. Right now, Leksand trying to get that puck out. Sondre Olden digging in the corner with Gronberg. Daniel Manberg back in the lineup. A bit of an injury earlier in the season for Brynäs. Doesn't appear to be a step off the pace on that play. Leksand will dump it out into the neutral zone. And Martin Karlsson trying to get forward on the forecheck. We did a Leksand game earlier in the season on Premier. They weren't as aggressive, I noticed, going forward, getting into that zone. Let's see if they can do that tonight. Nick Johnson in front, and Nick Johnson led the Swedish Hockey League in goals last year with 22. He had 14 power play goals. Big number 32 in black. He's on the puck right now. And the 6'2" Canadian has 113 NHL games played on his hockey CV, but Nick Johnson really found his stride with Brynäs last year, leading the entire SHL with 22 goals. Here's Pudas. Pudas D-to-D, trying to get it through a screen there, actually hit Johnson, and Sebastian Bjornstad will dump it out for Leksand. I'm Aaron Murphy. Hope you're enjoying the Swedish Hockey League so far this season on Premier. You can check out all the fixtures and news on premiersports.com. Plenty more Swedish Hockey League coming this season as we have 50+ games depending on how the playoffs wind up. Big hit there. Zaborski was taken down. Pishkala stuck out a hip, and Zaborski went down. Zaborski appears to be okay. Play goes on. Mark Zanetti, his second year with Brynäs, will move the puck quickly. Well, Leksand a little bit more aggressive than an earlier broadcast on Premier. And Holesen with the shot. Much better puck movement, much better anticipation. And here's Jonas Harry earlier with Forsberger. Forsberger tries to go 5-hole on Sandstrom, but the rangy Swedish netminder is wise to that. 15:52 remaining in period one. Scoreless between Brynäs, sitting in 5th in the Swedish Hockey League, and Leksand at the bottom of the table, 12th or 14th. You can see there just 2 points, and both of those points coming on overtime losses. They're yet to get a win. They have 5 regulation losses as well in their 7 games played. Jesper Jensen, former Danish international, first year with Brynäs. He'll move the puck quickly there to Bertelsen. Bertelsen goes back to Gunderson. Gunderson with the stretch pass. It was a good one as he tried to find Jensen. Jensen had his pocket picked by Noren. Good defensive play by Noren indeed. Here's Oscar Lindholm, 4 goals and 3 assists. He's second on Brynäs in scoring with those 7 points. Westerholm, Pontus Westerholm with 5 goals and 8 points, the leader as we mentioned. It'll be an icing call against Leksand. 4:55 gone in period one. Was talking about the Continental Cup off the top. Live October 21st. Jaca, the host team from Spain, versus Nottingham, 7 p.m. Friday, October 21st. Saturday, October 22nd from 3:30 p.m. Nottingham versus Setenburnu of Turkey. And Sunday, October 23rd, Nottingham versus HK Liepāja of Latvia. That will also be a 3:30 p.m. game. All 3 games featuring the Nottingham Panthers will be live on Premier. And again, check premiersports.com for those fixtures. Leksand dump it down again. Kihlstrom. Kihlstrom avoids a forecheck by Carlson. Oh, that's a big hit. Eriksson came across. No call on the play coming. It was deemed a shoulder. Out of the corner of my eye, couldn't see if the elbow came up, but that's the sort of thing you see in the Swedish hockey. We mentioned earlier, everything happens at pace, and that includes big hits like that. Big shot turned aside by Ati Engren. And Ati Engren, he had the measure there of Jonathan Granstrom. Granstrom with the one-timer, and Engren turns it away. Here's Ben Hughes. Hughes up the middle. End-to-end action now. A good start to this game. Oscar Lang hard in on the forecheck. And I said it before, we saw them earlier in this season. Leksand, they didn't have this jump off the top of the game. And here's a chance out front. Bertov just had that dance over his stick. Bertov to Lang now. This is much better zone time, much better offensive pressure for Leksand. They know this season, just 7 games in, they have not gotten a win. They know the season can slip away rather very quickly. And they want to get off to Schneid and get that first goal of the campaign, or first win of the campaign. Thomas Berglund. He has 4 wins already behind the bench of Brynäs. They're in good shape. 21 goals for, 13 against. Malmo in top position on 20 points. As you see, Brynäs in 5th, +8 on the goal differential. Really successful start to the season. And Leksand against their old rivals, Brynäs. They want to get off that 0 in the win column. Jonas Harry, the 5'9" Hungarian, 10 goals last year for Leksand. Not a big guy, but you can see goes to the net with reckless abandon. And there is Thomas Berglund, former Luleå head coach. Thomas, our assistant coach in Luleå, now the head coach for 3 years running in Brynäs IF. Jonas Harry can't win the draw back, and Gunderson tries to go up the right wing for Brynäs. They will get it out and relieve the pressure with 13:15 remaining in period one. Here's Alsing. Ollie Osling. And Alsing was a Swedish under-20 international last year. Good quick shot by Patrick Westerholm. Westerholm back out front. Trying to connect there with Zaborski. Zaborski, who was hit hard earlier by Eriksson, showing no ill effects. Coming in off the point, Simon Bertelsen just had that pass from Westerholm bounce over his stick. Shot through, tipped in front by Westerholm. And Ati Engren will shut the door. Nice rebound control there by Ati Engren with Pudis and Westerholm. Both the twins Westerholm lurking out front. There's the shot by Gunderson. Tipped in front by Pudis, rather. And Pudis and the brothers Westerholm were all around that blue paint in front of Ati Engren on that sequence of play. Kevin Clark and keep the puck in deep. It'll be Jensen, though. Jesper Jensen up the right side. Clark trying to get outside. Big Joe Piskala, 6'3". He absolutely lined Clark up. Clark keeps on going. Here's Piskala. He was the captain of the San Diego Gulls last year, Joe Piskala, in the American Hockey League. Former NHLer Joe Piskala, 6'3", a big guy. So between him and Hughes, who played in the American Hockey League for the Providence Bruins last year, some of these Brynäs forwards down the wings are going to have to keep their head up when Piskala and Hughes are out there for Leksand. Tipped in by Tobias Forsberg. Forsberg. That's a good hit by Forsberg. Much better start to this game. Carlson takes a big bump from Zanetti. Zanetti put a shoulder into Carlson's beak. Carlson gets back up and tries to tip that shot from Daniel Bertov. Here's Carlson. Carlson back to the point. Tipped in by Ben Hughes, albeit momentarily, as it comes back the other way. Manberg gets his pocket picked there by Bertov, and Bertov is then slammed into the boards by Daniel Manberg. This has been a physical opening 8.5 minutes. Quick shot there by Castangi, the Canadian, and it's deflected up and out of play. There is Mark Zanetti. 94 DEL games played in his career, and watch the shoulder he puts in the beak of Carlson. And Martin Carlson went down like a house of cards. Shoulder to the face, but once he realized the play was going on, he popped up pretty quick. No call on the play by Sjöqvist or Claesson, the referees for today's game. 9 minutes gone, still scoreless at Havelrinken Arena. Gunderson couldn't get it out. Bertelsen comes in and puts a cross-check into the back of Olis. High stick over on the left side. That will not go uncalled. And it looks like it is former Stanley Cup champion Daniel Paille. He won a Stanley Cup with Boston in 2011. He's got 2 goals and 4 assists this season. He's had a really good start to his Swedish Hockey League career. But a high stick up into the face right there of Castangi, and Paille will sit for 2 or less for high sticking. So a good start from Leksand. They've been in this game. They've been engaged. Head coach Per-Erik Jansson saying that they needed to get in. They needed to be on the puck. And they've done that. And now they have been rewarded with some hard play along the boards as Paille's stick came up into the face of Castangi, and they will get the first power play of this contest. Eterl coming in, and Alexander Eterl with 3 points leads Leksand in scoring. Marcus Lauritsen also has 3 points, but he is not in this game with an injury. That's a big loss for Leksand, having no Marcus Lauritsen, but Eterl will get lots of ice time. Chance for Forsberger. He couldn't get that puck to sit down. Hughes is trying to sneak in off the blue line. You see him right there, number 5. He had the stick back. He wanted to shoot already. It comes back to Eterl, though, and Eterl will find Hughes. They tic-tac-toe it there, and it's right out front. Forsberger couldn't corral the rebound, as Eterl had a good eye on the net right there, but Sandstrom does a decent job. Both goalies have looked fairly sharp early on. So Daniel Paille, the former NHLer, off for high sticking. Daniel Paille, former 20th overall pick in 2002 by Buffalo. 582 NHL games played for Dan Paille, 172 points, and as mentioned, the Stanley Cup in 2011 with the Boston Bruins, part of that Merlot line. No score, Brynäs and Leksand, but a very exciting start to this contest on Premier Sports. And Leksand, promoted from the Allsvenskan. They have 4 national championships. Their last one was 1975. I touched on it off the top that Per-Erik Jansson, the head coach of Leksand, wants to turn this franchise around. They're back up in the top flight. He wants to stay there, and he wants to make some noise. It hasn't been easy thus far. No wins through 7 games, but time to get moving if you're the team in white and blue. For Brynäs, 13 national championships. The most recent for Brynäs IF was 2012. They currently sit 5th, and head coach Thomas Berglund really positive about this season. There's Alexander Iterl, 13 goals and 16 assists for Leksand last year. 3 points this campaign. That is a really good return from your blue line. And here's Iterl with this shot. And it just jumps over Forsberg's stick, and Jan Knut was out front as well. Knut had 10 goals for Leksand as well. So there was some offensive firepower and ability in front of the net there, and he just couldn't capitalize. 35 seconds remaining in the opening power play of this game. Here comes Olli Alsing. Alsing sweeps around Zanetti. Alsing out into the middle looking for Carlson. He missed it. It comes all the way back to Castangi. Castangi showing no ill effects of that high stick from Paille. Castangi with the long shot. Trying to use the screen of Martin Carlson, and it almost came off there for Leksand. Carlson paying the price in front. Jesper Hollis playing back at the line here. He's a forward, but a nice little play there by Jesper Hollis. A smart play to Castangi, and he couldn't pull the trigger as Sandstrom made a big stop. Daniel Paille is out of the box. Good job by the PK of Brynäs. 0 for 1 on the power play, Leksand, but an excellent save by Sandstrom there. Good backdoor play. Castangi walked in, and Jesper Hollis found him for the one-timer. But Sandstrom, they say, your best penalty killer, more often than not, has to be your goalie. And right there, Felix Sandstrom, who had a .904 save percentage for Brynäs last year, looking pretty sharp. Vesterholm takes a little tap there. A little tap on the shin from Noren. That won't develop into anything as cooler heads prevail. Good crowd on hand at Havelrinken. Just under 8,000 the capacity. Very knowledgeable hockey crowd here in Havla City. We talked about it. They've got some pretty good hockey players from this region. Nicholas Backstrom and Jakob Silverberg, just a few stars that come to mind. Here's Lindholm. Oscar Lindholm with a puck on a string right now, and Lindholm is going to draw a penalty. And it looks like Jonas Hari was draped all over Lindholm like a cheap suit, and it will indeed be a holding call against Janos Hari. Brynäs will get their first chance with the man advantage. Watch Lindholm, never gives up on the puck, steals it from Jonas Hari. Now Jonas Hari actually puts his left hand on the shaft of Lindblom's stick. You can't do that. Easy call there for the referee, Mikhail Sjöquist. Now this is where Big 32 in black, gold, and red earned his paycheck last year. Nick Johnson had 14 power play goals to lead the entire Swedish Hockey League in power play markers. As we have a look there, the 6th ranked power play of Brynäs. And Johnson, 14 power play goals last year, 22 goals overall, 3 assists this season. He really wants to get off that 0 as well. .726 to go in a scoreless first. Chance for the home side to maybe break that deadlock. Granström wins the draw. Here's Vesterholm. Out front, looking for Johnson. Now Johnson goes to the front of the net, looking for a rebound off the shot from Pontus Westerholm. And Pontus Westerholm looks skyward. He was hoping for, at the very least, a rebound here. And you see Granstrom camped out front, as is Daniel Paille. Nick Johnson out there as well. Dan Paille. He's been in the box once, now out there on the power play. Here's Westerholm trying to punch that shot through. Good block by Castanguy. And just enough for Leksand to relieve the pressure. Here's Jonathan Pudis. Pudis up the right side for Pontus Westerholm. Westerholm back to his brother Patrick. And that play did not work at all. Carlson speeding forward trying to get there, but Pudis got down on his stomach and swept it away. 50 seconds to go in the holding call to Jonas Harri. Here comes Clark. Kevin Clark. Played on the Canadian Spengler Cup team last year, did Kevin Clark. He gets it back to the point. And that skips away from Ryan Gunderson. Ryan Gunderson was looking to go D to D there and didn't see the puck into his blade before thinking about it. And that killed a vital 6 or 7 seconds there for the penalty killing unit of Leksand. Here is Clark, Kevin Clark. 160 AHL games played for Clark, 112 in the DEL. And some international experience, as mentioned, playing for Canada at the Spengler Cup. Johnson has a swipe at that, as did Zaborski, but the power play is over. Jonas Harri is out of the box and straight onto the attack now from Leksand. Good shot by Bertov, turned aside. The glove of Sandstrom. Eterl comes back. Eterl to Pakulanvara, and Pakulanvara, not many shifts in this opening period. He should have fresh legs. Here's Castanguy. Castanguy gives it to Eterl. Eterl dumps it in for Olis. Zanetti is first there, though, and Zanetti takes a bump from Olis, but Zanetti took that hit to make a play. Here's Alchin. Alchin up the left side. Daniel Manberg with a slash there on Oscar Lang, but the referee says no dice. And there is Pontus Westerholm, his third year with Brynäs. 9 goals and 9 assists last year. He's got 5 goals already this season, trailing only Martin Thornburg of HV71, who has 6 in 6 games played. Here's Westerholm right on cue. He couldn't get through Noren. Noren with a good active stick there, gets it up the half wall. He was trying to get Forsberger moving, and now he does. Forsberger to Harri. Forsberger trying to dump it in, leaves the puck behind, and Brynäs now a little bit of sloppy play around center ice, and Jonas Harri will start it out, but Leksand wanted to make changes. There's Ben Hughes. Ben Hughes goes back to Bertov. Bertov up the right side as Pakulanvara chases down that puck, but Felix Sandstrom will hold on with 4:11 to go. We mentioned some good traveling support, and there they are. The Leksand faithful, and to will their team on to their first win of the campaign, trying to out-sing about 7,000 Brynäs fans. Face off to the left of Sandstrom. Good work in the defensive zone by Brynäs. Johnson just tips it out into the neutral zone. Here's Daniel Paille. Paille out front. Granstrom couldn't pull the trigger. Good save by Ingrid. Good work by Paille, Johnson, and Granstrom. And here is Granstrom to Paille. Paille didn't have a good look at the net there as Gronberg got the stick out. And that's Granstrom down. Took a shot after the pass. Let's have a look. Here's the pass. Just a bit of a follow through, and Pishkala's stick comes up into the face of Granstrom. Here's Paille, a sequence before that. Paille to Granstrom. He just can't dent the twine in behind Adi Engren. Carlson tried to get it out then and put it up the middle, put a pizza up the middle. They kept it in, and then Paille and Granstrom had another chance. 3:45 remaining in the first period. Here comes Lang. Lang trying to go outside Zanetti. Zanetti just gives him the forearm shiver and knocks him down. Castengui pushed it forward. Castengui knocked down by Zanetti, who looks at the referee and says, I didn't do anything. Referees say play on. Jensen moves the puck quickly for Clark. Clark with the shot. Blocked by Noren. And the rebound by Clark was stopped by Adi Engren. Good block by Noren, but he didn't know where it was, so Clark had a second shot, and Engren turned it aside. Pretty good goaltending in the Leksand net thus far. Adi Engren with an .881 save percentage, and the backup, Henrik Haklund, with a .855 save percentage. Those aren't the kind of numbers that you need to win at this level, but right now, Adi Engren is playing very well for Leksand, and we know that Henrik Haklund, the backup for Leksand today, is a very good goaltender as well. He had a 2.33 goals against average last year for Leksand in the Allsvenskan. But it has been a hard start for Leksand and both their goalies. Hasn't been a lot of goal support. 9 goals for in 7 games, 27 against. But Engren has been pretty good in this opening period. 2:25 to go in period 1. Bertov leaves it for Ati Engren. Here's Pishkala. Pishkala tries to get away from Westerholm. He does. Albeit momentarily as Gunderson goes back up the left side for Zaborski. Thomas Zaborski. 97 KHL games played for Zaborski. 257 in the Finnish Liga for 67 in black. He's a former New York Rangers pick back in 2006. And right on cue, he dumps it in behind the net. Zaborski, though, at the end of a long shift. Heavy legs. Here's Westerholm. Westerholm just throws it into the neutral zone. Luckily, that doesn't cost Brynäs on this occasion. Here's Ryan Gunderson. Gunderson, long shot, blockered away by Engren. Out front. And Johnson looking to get his first goal of the year. Had a couple of whacks at that. 1:25 remaining. Scoreless between Brynäs and Leksand. Here's Zanetti. Zanetti for Nick Johnson. Johnson throws it across the ice out front for Granstrom on the nice pass by Paille, but Granstrom couldn't pull the trigger. Johnson, Granstrom, and Paille looking very good together, gelling as a line for Brynäs. 1 minute to go. Engren gives it away. Granstrom takes a bump there from Alsing, and Alsing looked like his shoulder was bothering him after that, but he keeps on playing. Here comes the captain, Jesper Oles. 5 previous years with Brynäs for Jesper Oles. He is now back where he feels he belongs, and he is the captain of Leksand. Here's Lang. Lang with the shot. Good glove save by Sandstrom. And Lang, for his troubles, gets a headlock from Kevin Clark. Castengui's been good in this opening 20 for Leksand. Long with the long shot. And Felix Sandstrom flashes the leather. Thomas Berglund, the head coach of Brynäs, looking over his notes. Certainly would like the first goal in the last 28 seconds if he can get it, but that man, Per-Erik Johnson, he'll be happy with this effort. Not a bad opening period for the winless team from Leksand IF. Hari versus Granstrom. Good face-off win. Good shot by Ben Hughes, turned aside by Sandstrom. Horsberger tries to get it back out front to Jonas Hari, but it'll be Gunderson going back the other way. Gunderson to Manberg. Manberg crashing the net, and it goes up and over. Blomqvist, the captain, crashing hard in there as well, as Brynäs trying to get the opening tally of this game in the dying moments. But as the buzzer sounds, neither team will score in the first period. Brynäs and Leksand knotted at 0 at Havelrinken Arena. I'm Aaron Murphy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with live second period action after this short intermission break. For Brynäs in that opening 20, Nick Johnson, 2 shots on goal. Pishkala with 2 hits for Leksand. Kastengi, as we saw in the graphic, 2 shots on goal. And Ben Hughes leading all Leksand skaters with 7 minutes and 28 seconds of ice time. Both teams had a power play in that opening period. Both teams 0 for 1. I'm Aaron Murphy. Hope you're enjoying the Swedish Hockey League on Premier Sports. Period 2 is a go from Havelrinken. Oscar Lang trying to move the puck quickly. He does. And out on that fresh ice, players falling around. Bowling pins out there, but Daniel Paille will try and break forward, but he's pickpocketed there by Kastengi. Funny moment there for Leksand. Martin Karlsson took a tumble into the corner, and Forsberger lost an edge at center ice as well. And usually that happens when the ice is choppy, but the Zamboni has been out here. The ice is nice and glassy. And both players taking a tumble for Leksand. Here's Jonas Harry. Jonas Harry was certainly involved in that first period. He had a holding penalty, but he was dogged in his determination to get to the front of the net against Sandstrom. Well, good positive signs for Coach Johnson and Leksand. Bertelsen. Forward now for Patrick Westerholm, the twin brother of Pontus Westerholm out here on this line. Working well with Zaborski. Here is Zaborski. Zaborski dances around Forsberger. And Zaborski like that. He looked up and saw forward skating backwards. Offensive players love to challenge forward playing defense, and Forsberger was a little bit of a fish out of water right there, but it doesn't cost him on this occasion. Jonas Hollis trying to bust forward. Knut's knocked down. The pace continues here. Good quick shot. And the Finnish flash, Pakolanvaara, he just jumped out of there out of nowhere. Good foot speed, had a quick shot, but Tommy Pakolanvaara still looking for his first point of the season. And he puts that right into the logo on the chest of Sandstrom. Jensen versus Olofsson. Sondre Olden trying to chase down Zanetti, but Jensen and Olofsson will go shoulder to shoulder right there. It will be dumped right back in by Sondre Olden. He was a Norwegian Olympian in Sochi 2014. Sondre Olden wearing 23 in the white and blue. There is Sondre Olden. He just had that bounce away from him. Sondre Olden, the 79th pick by the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2010. He's a veteran, an Olympian, a pretty important player for Leksand. No points yet this year. And interesting, Sondre Olden knows Brynäs very well. Sondre Olden played with Brynäs last year, as did the captain of Leksand, Jesper Olis. So some familiarity, but just in different jerseys. Here is Bertov. Bertov up the left side, trying to get it out. He had Karlsson there, but it's kept in. Bertov will get a second chance, and at this time he gives it to the captain, Blomqvist. Blomqvist out into the crease. Gunnarsson couldn't get a shot away, and now Bertelsen will keep it alive. Bertelsen down low. Alchin couldn't do much with it, and Blomqvist will skate it all the way back to the line and give it to Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson with the hard shot. Alchin's right there, as is Manberg, and Manberg takes a slash right there. Temper's starting to flare a bit, and Daniel Manberg, a two-handed slash. Cooler heads must prevail in a scoreless game, an important game for both sides. Brynäs sitting in 5th. They'd like to move up. They'd like 3 points from this contest. Leksand just want that first win to try and get on a run here in the SHL. There's Patrick Noren. Very good defensively in that opening 20 minutes. Kastengi versus Granström. Good face-off by Kastengi. Back to Noren. Kept in by Gunnarsson. Here's Jonathan Pudas. Pudas back to Granstrom. Granstrom for Daniel Paille. Daniel Paille, always known in his NHL days as having really, really good wheels, and that is an important thing to have in the Swedish Hockey League game. I guess Paille's biggest issue is he sometimes had trouble finishing on his chances. He's been good thus far in the SHL, 2 goals and 4 assists. 6 points in 6 games for Daniel Paille. Piskala. Piskala took a bump there. Bounced right back up, though, and Piskala's a tough, tough hombre. Both he and Johnson, well-traveled veterans. Piskala played 576 AHL games played. He played in the NHL as well, did Piskala, as did Nick Johnson. Still scoreless at Havelrinken. Get a sense as this draws or drags along both Felix Sandstrom in the Brynäs net and Ati Ångren in the Leksand net. We're starting to see the puck well, starting to feel confident in their respective creases. You know that first goal is going to be incredibly important. This could be a low-scoring one. Or maybe I've just jinxed the goalies. Forsberger trying to get forward. Had it knocked away. Eteril came forward, but Eteril gets picked. His pocket picked by Zaborski. Zaborski goes for the long shot. That's deflected up and out of play by Joe Piskala. Thomas Zaborski looking for his first goal with Brynäs. The Rangers pick back in 2006. Had a pretty good career in the Finnish Liga. 257 games played in Finland for Zaborski. Zaborski is a product of Slovakia. He'll get going, though. He's too good a player to remain goalless for very long. Here's Bertelsen. Bertelsen ahead of Sondre Olden. Olden, the 6'4" Norwegian. We talked about his Olympic experience in Sochi. Another guy that would like to get that first goal of the season. The offense hasn't been easy for Leksand thus far. They need someone to be a lightning rod. Their defensemen are leading the way. Eteril with 3 points. Another defenseman, Marcus Lauritsen, has 3 points. Lauritsen is out with an injury, so Eteril, the leading point getter, with a goal and 2 assists. But both their 3-point men are defensemen. They need some of their forwards to start stepping up. Here's Olden. Sondre Olden trying to knock that away from Bertelsen. Bertelsen had enough of the pressure and went back to Gunderson. Gunderson ahead for Blomqvist. Blomqvist with a head of steam, the captain, trying to lead by example, but he couldn't get away from Ben Hughes. Shot blocked by Jonas Hari. Here's Bertelsen. Bertelsen with the stretch pass. It was a good one. Blomqvist with the shot. That one is blocked. And it's an important block there by Patrick Noren. Blomqvist thought he was going to have a clear shot on net, but Noren sacrificed the body. Here's Noren. Back the other way after a good defensive play. Kicks it up for Carlson. Carlson throws it into space. Nobody home. And it will be a Johan Alchen. Alchen just sifts it down in the Leksand end looking for a change. Here's Alsing. Alsing being watched by Johnson. There's a guy, as we mentioned in the first period, 22 goals last year. He led all Swedish Hockey League skaters with those 22 tallies. He had 14 power play goals. He's yet to dent the twine this season. He does have 3 assists, Nick Johnson, in 6 games played, but he's the type of guy, if he gets 1, it'll get going for him. Leksand will want to keep Johnson off the scoreboard in this one if they have any success and get their first win. Here's Zanetti. Zanetti dodges a hit there from Eriksson. And it will come back. Zanetti had to get the puck away quickly as there were several bodies barreling in on him. We talked about this off the top. Leksand, in our first Premier Sports game that involved them, they didn't seem to have that jump, or they didn't seem to have any bite going into the offensive zone. They certainly didn't forecheck hard. Totally different in this game. Per-Erik Johnson and his coaching staff, Orion Lindmark and Jeroen Dahlgren. In your picture there now, on the far right is head coach Johnson. But they have come out here, they've been forechecking, they've been very, very physical. And they have made it Pretty difficult for Brynäs thus far. I mean, if you're Brynäs thinking, okay, we've got a home game tonight against the last place team in the league, maybe they thought it would be easy. But Leksand have come to play. They've been physical, and they've got some pretty good goaltending from Ati Engren, who made 10 saves in that opening 20. Former Modo head coach is Per-Erik Johnson on the right. It's his second year as the head coach of Leksand. He was hired mid-season last year, turned their fortunes around a little bit, and earned promotion last year from the Allsvenskan up here to the Swedish Hockey League. So he has been successful in that regard, but it's just been a tough start to this season. 7 games in, still looking for their first win. Here's Zanetti. Zanetti being watched by Forsberger. Zanetti will sweep it back to Sundqvist. Sundqvist with a good head of steam. Sundqvist, a wily veteran to say the least. He's in his 12th season with Brynäs, the defenseman wearing 22 in black. 587th Swedish Hockey League game tonight for Sundqvist. Here's Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson lays it off. Quick shot, and it's in the back of the net. And of course, it would be Westerholm. He has been magnificent this season. Patrick Westerholm with his first goal. His brother Pontus is who I was referring to. The Twins have been on fire. When Patrick finally gets his first, Pontus has 5, but watch this nice little one-timer. Tic-tac-toe off the nice pass from Bertelsen. Bertelsen to Patrick Westerholm, and we have that opening tally. The Westerholm Twins have been the 2 most important players for head coach Thomas Berglund. He told us before the game just their attitude, the way they come to the rink smiling, and you could see that big smile there from Patrick Westerholm. Bertelsen and Zaborski will draw assists on the first tally of the season for Patrick Westerholm. His brother Pontus enjoying the season as well with 5 goals. And Zaborski gets his first point. And for Bertelsen, also his first point of the season. So ones are wild here in the second period. The first goal of the game, the first goal of the season by Patrick Westerholm, and the first points of the season for Bertelsen and Zaborski. Brynäs have the lead. They finally solved the riddle of Ati Engren. Will this open the floodgates? This has been kind of what's happened to Leksand this season. They get behind in the game. They start to chase the game. They have to open up. They have to pinch forward as Engren comes out, as Blomqvist was hurdling over his back, but Engren has seen enough. But when they had to chase the game, they've been lit up a little bit. We spoke about that. 9 goals for, now 28 against after that Westerholm goal. They're being outscored 3-1, and when you're chasing the game against tough opposition, you can get dissected on the back end. So right now it's going to be imperative that Ati Engren keeps it at a 1-goal scoreline for the moment. Olis versus Granström to the right of Engren. Granström tries to pull it back. A good play to break that up quickly, though, and Oscar Lang comes forward. Lang trying to pull that away from Pudas. Kastengi throws it out front, but Dan Paye, the only player there. Here's Johnson for Granström. Granström is off sides as that came off his skate. They touch up, but they lose the puck. Here comes Noren. Noren takes a bump from Killström. Kastengi back to the point. Quick shot from Eterl. That is blocked by Nick Johnson. And Johnson felt that one. He's hobbled a little bit after that hot shot from Alexander Eterl. 10:46 remaining, period 2. Brynäs 1, Leksand no score. Patrick Westerholm, his first of the season, assisted by Bertelsen and Zaborski. Not much Ati Engren could do on that wonderful one-timer from one of the Westerholm twins. Canute tried to go back to the point. He was looking for Jonas Harry. Paille broke that up. Paille will just deflect that into the far corner. Piskala will come back. Jonas Harry couldn't contain that through the neutral zone, and here comes Patrick Westerholm. Patrick Westerholm trying to set up, goes back. Quick shot. Ahti Engren saw that as Zanetti was trying to find the top corner. And Zanetti looking for his first goal of the season. You can see there, hope you can't read lips, some colorful language from Zanetti. A little bit disappointed in himself that he doesn't finish off that play. Here's Ben Hughes. Hughes led all skaters on either team in the opening period with 7 minutes and 28 seconds of ice time. Here's Sondre Olden. Olden trying to go out front there for Pakulinvaara. Pakulinvaara's in behind the net now as Sundqvist tries to move it. Zaborski coughed the puck up, and Pakulinvaara will take over in behind. He'll give it to Olofsson. Here's Ben Hughes at the right point now. Turning and firing is Sondre Olden. Just a little wide, Sondre. Ben Hughes will keep it alive for Leksand. Hot shot into the breadbasket. Felix Sandstrom will hold on. And some pressure was coming from Leksand as they try and answer back to that Patrick Westerholm goal. Coming up 9 p.m. tonight, KHL Insider. And then later on, more highlight action from midnight as NHL on the Fly airs on Premier Sports. And at 1 a.m., live NHL action. The Washington Capitals in Pittsburgh to face the Penguins. And Pittsburgh, I believe, of course, will raise their Stanley Cup banner tonight from 1 a.m. The Continental Cup will be live Friday, October 21st. 7 p.m. Saturday, October 22nd, 3:30 p.m. and Sunday, October 23rd, also 3:30 p.m. Check premiersports.com for all the news on those 3 Nottingham Panthers fixtures in Jaca, Spain. Paul Lady and myself, Aaron Murphy, will be on site to call those 3 Nottingham Panthers games. Panthers looking to get out of Group B and advance in the Continental Cup. Quick shot comes in again, gloved away off the stick of Forsberg. Well, gloved away. Sandstrom, no problem. He saw it from long range. 9:31 to go, period 2. Face off to the right of Sandstrom. Blomqvist against Forsberg. Blomqvist thrown out. Manberg will come in. Manberg can't win it, and it's a quick shot coming in, patted away. But another good shot by Tobias Forsberg. Bobbler, Sandstrom. He had to be careful because he had Carlson right in front there. It was Piskala's shot, and Carlson was looking for the rebound. There's Gronberg. Gronberg gives it away to Blomqvist. Blomqvist just wants to relieve the pressure. He does so. Here's Noren. Alsik into the neutral zone. As Leksand, they really want to tie this thing up. They were feeling pretty good about their game. We heard from Johan Forsberger after the opening 20 minutes. Liked where they were at. Now they find themselves trailing 1-0 against Brynäs. You know, head coach Pierre-Eric Johnson will be aggressive here to try and get that tying goal. Get them back to where they were in a very positive 20 minutes of hockey in the first period. Here's Jesper Jensen. Jensen keeps it alive, tries to get it to Clark. Clark's shot is blocked. Clark goes back to Kihlstrom. Kihlstrom to Putis, back to Kihlstrom. Kihlstrom with the long shot. Lindblom is right there. It was in his feet, though, so he never really got in a shooting position as Ittero took away his stick. Here's Lindblom. Back to the point. Kihlstrom now. Kihlstrom trying to use the screen. Great hands by Jesper Jensen, and he tipped it wide. Here's Clark on the puck against Lang. And now this is not what Leksand want. The ice starting to tilt into their own crease right now. Lindblom 4 goals on the season, a dangerous character. He gets it to Jensen. Jesper Jensen with 3 assists this season. He'd like to get on the board. Here's Erik Kastengi. Just dump it forward and relieve the pressure. Turned out to be a pretty good play. It's out front there as Eriksson just bobbled it. Eriksson and Lang trying to tie this thing up, and Eriksson just couldn't find the shooting range. Here's Granström now. Granström trying to keep it in for Brynäs. Johnson loses the puck, and it's back the other way. Long shot from Lang. That was wide. Run and gun stuff now as Forsberger. He's tripped up. Play goes on, though. The Leksand bench wanted a tripping call. None was coming. Here's Ben Hughes. Hughes up the right side, looking for Forsberger. It skipped away from him. 6:50 remaining period 2. Brynäs 1, Leksand no score. Bertov up the middle. Oh boy, did Pakulinvaara take a big hit there from Bertelsen. And Pakulinvaara is holding that left knee. And Pakulinvaara is hobbling, trying to get to the bench bravely. The bench was kind of telling him to stay down. They don't want him, if he is operating on a damaged knee, to make it worse. To add insult to injury, Brynäs come right back. Zaborski. Bertelsen lowered the boom on Pakulinvaara, and he is really hurt on that Leksand bench. Here's Gunderson. Gunderson tucks in behind Sandstrom. Here's Blomqvist. Blomqvist with time and space. Gets it to Westerholm. Westerholm tries to get it back to Blomqvist, and it went through the crease without a touch. Here's Granberg. Granberg can't get a shot through. Expertly blocked there by Kihlstrom. Blomqvist back to Kihlstrom. He'll just dump it into the neutral zone. And that's picked up by Piskala. Piskala then gets run into by Johan Alchen. Lots of body contact out there. 5:25 remaining. People think because there's not many fights in the Swedish Hockey League that it's not tough. I tell you what, every hit is finished night in and night out in the SHL. Kudus is across the ice. Excellent pace now. Here's Lindblom. Lindblom drags and tries to put it up over the outstretched stick of Bertov, but Bertov deflects it up and out of play as Lindblom looking for his 5th goal. Here's Bertelsen. Oh boy, did he ever catch Pakulinvaara with that low bridge hip check. And Pakulinvaara straight away grabbing for the left knee. And hopefully he will be okay, but he will be leaving this game with help from Ben Hughes. Watch the hip check right on the left knee and thigh of Tommy Pakulinvaara. We will keep an eye out to see if Tommy Pakulinvaara will come back, but as he goes down the tunnel, it looks like his night is over. 5:05 remaining period 2. Here's Bertov. Bertov back to Hughes. Kastengi will just dump it in. Lucas Eriksson. Eriksson, who's been physical, trying to jam it forward there to Kastengi, but Kastengi dispossessed by Zanetti. Zanetti goes up the wall to Lindblom. Lindblom across ice, and offside is Clark. Some of the work of Bertelsen. He's blocked a few shots. That was a big block there off the stick of Bertov. And Bertelsen with a nice pass to Patrick Westerholm, leading to the lone goal in this game. Bertelsen also had that big hit on Pakulinvaara. Here's Gunderson. Gunderson ahead. Daniel Paille. He cannot beat Ati Engren. Out front. Oh, boy, did Bertelsen have a chance right there. A honey of a chance, and Ati Engren shuts the door. Here's Daniel Paille. Paille had a bouncing puck, couldn't get it to settle. But look at Bertelsen coming back door, and what a save by Engren. And he had to be good there. Not only did he have to stop the shot, he had to control the rebound, as you saw Granström coming around the net. Hopefully we'll see it here. Granstrom's coming out looking for that rebound, so he stops the shot from Bertelsen, and he negates any rebound for Granstrom. Granstrom versus Martin Gronberg now. Gronberg wins the draw to Noren. Gronberg head on a swivel, but Daniel Paille had a quicker stick than Gronberg. Here's Granstrom. Granstrom gets it back to Johnson. All the way back to Gunderson on the point now. Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson falls down as he was trying to stick check Eriksson. Granstrom then knocks down Piskala. Puck is in there somewhere. Gronberg having words with Westerholm, and Joe Piskala was down on the puck. 3:50 to go, period 2. 1-0 Brynäs over Leksand. And it is Patrick Westerholm with his first goal of the season, assisted by Bertelsen and Zaborski. There was no score after 20 minutes of play. A lone goal coming into this second period, about 7.5 minutes into the period. Zaborski really got ran over there by Carlson. Here's Pontus Westerholm to Patrick Westerholm. They try and get it right back out to Zaborski. The Westerholm twins know where each other is at all times. Here's Pontus Westerholm. Patrick Westerholm looking for Zaborski. Carlson chops at that and relieves the pressure for Leksand. Pudas goes right back up the gut there, though, trying to keep the pressure on Leksand. They were in the middle of a line change, but now Castanguy trying to get some zone time. He cannot keep it forward. Manberg. Manberg goes back. Oh boy, what a chance for Killström. And again, Ati Engren has to be magnificent for Leksand. Here's Noren. Killström was all alone. Ati Engren upholding his end of the bargain. Leksand dump it down, no icing, says the linesman Fredrik Altberg. Here's Zanetti. Zanetti looked up and saw 2:33 left on the clock. He decides to regroup. Now he'll go up the right side. He missed Blomqvist with the pass. And Noren gave it away to Blomqvist. Oscar Lang. Here's a chance for Jonas Harry. Oh, what a play by Felix Sandström, and Jonas Harry is angry with himself. Jonas Harry, after the great passing play by Lang, Harry cannot believe it. Here's Killström back the other way, and actually it never gets through to the goalie, as it's a good blocked shot there by Noren. So Leksand trying to get that first win of the season, sacrificing the body, trying to help out the goalie with blocked shots. Jonas Harry with the best chance in this period for Leksand, and he is thwarted by Felix Sandström. 2 minutes to go, period 2. 1-0 Brynäs. Crowd enjoying this second period more so than they did the first, when Leksand were certainly a more aggressive team. They actually outshot Brynäs 12-10 in that opening 20 minutes. Here's Harry to Forsberger. Forsberger back to the Hungarian Jonas Harry. Forsberger just does enough there to make sure it's not icing. Tipped it forward and makes changes as Pudas takes over. Paille drifting all the way up to the red line. Paille wanted the stretch pass there from Pudas. It never came. Westerholm couldn't keep it deep, and now Killström will have to get back as Olofsson. Olofsson thought he might have a chance at a partial breakaway. Here's Pontus Westerholm. Westerholm operating with Zaborski. Sondre Olden turned Westerholm to the boards. 1 minute to go. Pudas will dance in from the line. He'll give it to Pontus Westerholm. He'll go to Patrick Westerholm. Zaborski back to Patrick Westerholm. And here's Killström. Killström with the long shot. Touched in front by Patrick Westerholm. But Ati Engren again sees the puck well. 40 seconds remaining in period 2. Here comes Jensen. Jensen to Gronberg, but Gronberg coughed the puck up, and Clark had a good shot there. And again, Ati Engren really starting to get busy now for Leksand. Here's Clark. Backdoor pass. He's looking for Lindblom. Jensen. Jensen to Clark, trying to get out there front and center for Lindblom. Lindblom will get a second chance after Karlsson broke up the original play. Jesper Jensen with 10 seconds remaining. Couldn't get it away from Gronberg. But here's Lindblom. Lindblom tries a little reverse play there, and Karlsson knifes it up and out of play with 2 seconds remaining. And Brynäs trying to get the second goal of the game, and they were buzzing all around Adi Engren and the Leksand crease. This is what we talked about earlier when both Olis and Forsberger lost an edge out there on the fresh ice. Manberg just wants to go forward. Alchin trying to go to the front of the net, held up by Ole Alsing. And as 40 minutes are written into the history books, it is Brynäs 1, Leksand no score. Patrick Westerholm, the lone goal in this game, his first of the season, assisted by Bertelsen and Zaborski. Don't go anywhere. I'm Aaron Murphy. We'll be back with live third period action after this intermission break. For Leksand, Bertov 3 shots on goal. Udes leads everyone with 15 minutes and 26 seconds time on ice. And Joe Pishkola with 3 hits for Leksand. Sandstrom, he has been perfect. 20 saves thus far for the home side of Brynäs IF. I'm Aaron Murphy. Hope you're enjoying the game. Third period action awaits us now. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. Castengate wins the draw as Leksand are looking for their first win of the season. Trailing by that 1 goal. Their head coach, Per-Erik Johnson, would have stressed that this is certainly not out of reach. It's been a very good road game, and he actually told the media in the intermission that it was a bit sloppy, the goal they gave up, but overall a good effort. And now they're trying to even it up. A quick shot there by Karlsson. Lang now trying to bust in on the puck, but Johnson gets it out. Here comes Paille. Paille after Lang and Karlsson with a good effort for Leksand. And Paille, the former longtime NHLer, 582 NHL games played, 172 points for Paille. 2 goals and 4 assists thus far. Patrick. Zaborski's in front. Pudas trying to get the shot through. It's blocked by Knutz. And here's Zaborski. Zaborski with the high shot. It tumbles in under Ati Engren. He wasn't quite sure where it was, but he made the save, and he will hold on with 18:49 remaining in the contest. Brynäs 1, Leksand no score. Here's the tip by Olofsson. Bertelsen clears it away. And after that, Karlsson had a good chance, and Oscar Lang was buzzing around in front of Sandstrom as well. As Leksand trying to get that equalizer early here, establish some momentum in the third period. Here's Lindblom. Lindblom just throws it at the net, and Clark deflected it, but it went into the corner. Lindblom for Jensen. Jensen tried to curl back. Lindblom tried to get it to him, but Itero will just kick it forward for Leksand. Into the neutral zone, trapped down and dumped right back in by Zanetti. Zanetti had 3 hits through 2 periods thus far. He's been aggressive, but he's been also very steady on the back end. Sundqvist. Sundqvist takes a bump from Karlsson. Karlsson keeps on moving forward. Runs into Zanetti. Here's Forsberg. Forsberg gets it back to the point. Here's Bertov. Bertov with the quick shot. It's in the back of the net. Bertov with the wrist shot. Karlsson in front. It's 1-1. Bertov will be given credit, and for Bertov, his first goal of the season. And what a time to open up your account. Look at Karlsson. Look at the screen by Karlsson. I thought Karlsson might have got a tip on it, but right now Bertov being given credit. You can see that no one in white and blue cares who actually got the goal. They just wanted that goal early in this third stanza. try and get back into this game. Now they're in it. Now the traveling support can raise the decibel level. Bertov with his first. It is 1-1, 1-1 at Havelrinken. It was nothing after 20 minutes of play. 1-0 for Brynäs after 2 periods, and now early in the third, Bertov, just 2 minutes and 2 seconds, gets his first, assisted by Hughes and Forsberg. .202 into the period. That is timely. No momentum swing, possibly. No, the Westerholms, the Twins, are back out there and trying to get forward on the offense. But straight away, Lang, who had a magnificent opening shift to start this period, dumps it across the grain for Olofsson. Olofsson battling with Killstrom. Castenguy digs that out. Goes back to the point. Noren was wide open on the left side. He was calling for it. The pass never came. The puck is up and out of play, but there is your tying goal scorer, Bertov. Takes the pass from Hughes. Carlson's in front. It still looks to me like Carlson gets a piece of it. Let's have another look. Doesn't matter. Zanetti trying to take the stick of Carlson. The official score still crediting it to Bertov from Hughes and Tobias Forsberg. 1-1, 16:45 to go. Eterl with a bad play. Eterl coughs it up to Clark. Clark is away to the races. Oh, big stop, Engren. Magnificent save from Ati Engren. Jonas Harri will take it back now as it becomes a bit of a track meet at Havelrinken. And Jonas Harri trying to put it between the wickets of Felix Sandstrom, and he will just shut it down. That man, Alexander Eterl, is one of the best players for Leksand, but he coughed the puck up at the offensive blue line to Clark. And Kevin Clark breaks in, and Ati Engren, watch Eterl right here, just tries to force it, tries to go D to D, and Clark reads it. Clark streaks away, he tries to go between the legs of Engren, but he goes down and takes away the bottom of the net. Here's Blomqvist. Blomqvist to Enterfelt. Enterfelt hasn't had a lot of ice time, so he'll have fresh legs for head coach Thomas Berglund. Sondre Olden lost his stick momentarily. They get it in, though. Carlson tries to bump Zanetti off the puck. Zanetti did enough to get it up to Enterfeld. Sondre Olden. There's Gronberg. Martin Gronberg just dumps it in. Tobias Forsberg with that assist on the tying goal, starting to feel confident now for Leksand. Here's Noren. Noren, headman pass for Bjornstad. Bjornstad, the youngster, he actually plays for Leksand's under-20 side. He's in the lineup here with some injuries to Leksand, and he hasn't had a lot of shifts, but he's got fresh legs out there for head coach Per-Erik Jansson. Sebastian Bjornstad, he's actually the captain of Leksand's under-20 junior team. Nicholas Torp is suspended for Leksand. Marcus Lauritsen is hurt. William Wickman is hurt, so Bjornstad taking a shift there. Here's Noren. Noren and Castenguy. Noren plays it around for Lang. Lang's going to have to hurry to try and get there ahead of Putis. Putis does a good job. Putis with a little spinorama there, trying to get it out front. He was trying to find Zaborski. Noren. Second time lucky, perhaps. Couldn't get it out on the first attempt. He will move it into the neutral zone on the second try. 14:35 remaining, third period. Brynäs 1, Leksand 1. Patrick Westerholm lets it go for Zaborski. Zaborski back to Killstrom. Killstrom just dumps it in there. And the Westerholm twins were competing for that puck. Kept in by Putis. Pishkala will get a stick on and backhand it around for Leksand. Here is Jonas Harri. Harri with a quick pass to Knut. Knut just let fly on the net, but Sandstrom made an easy save. And Jonas Harri has been aggressive. He's been dogged in this game for Leksand. done everything but score. Here's Piskala. Piskala, quick pass ahead, and Piskala will get the return feed. Piskala with the shot. Good blocker save by Sandstrom. Good play by Forsberger to drop it for Piskala. Piskala had a magnificent opportunity, but Sandstrom, much like Engren's save on Clark, very, very important at that point in time. Situational saves now with this 1-1 scoreline. Jensen to Zanetti. Zanetti to Lindblom. Lindblom takes a bump from Gronberg. Zanetti will try it again. D to Sundqvist. Sundqvist for Blomqvist. Blomqvist trying to go across the line, and that hit Gronberg. Good play by Intervelt, though, to turn the tables back against Leksand, but Leksand, wise to it, they will come forward with Eriksson. Eriksson gets dispossessed by Blomqvist. Here's Manberg. Manberg for Interfelt. Interfelt was just a day late and $1 short on that pass, so it will be Noren coming back the other way for Eriksson. Eriksson has that bobble away from him as Gunnarsson put a little stick check against Eriksson. Blomqvist off the skate of Gunnarsson. Back to Blomqvist. He's being double teamed over there, and Noren did a good job. Here's Alsing. Alsing dumps it up and all the way down. That'll be icing against Leksand with 12 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in period 3. 1-1 between Brynäs and Leksand. Patrick Westerholm, his first from Bertelsen and Zaborski in the second for Brynäs. And 2 minutes and 2 seconds into this third stanza, Bertov with his first goal from Hughes and Forsberg. Granström will dig in against Forsberg. Important offensive zone draw. One back to Pudas. Good block by Noren. Pudas sticks with it, though. Slides it into the corner for Johnson. Johnson trying to get around Alsing. Alsing with a quick stick will throw it up the middle. Kept in by Killström. Killström with the shot. It floats through the crease, and Johnson will keep it deep. There's Paille to Granström. A high errant pass by Paille. Not much Granström could do. Here's Pudas in from the right point. It's it to Granström. Granström takes a tumble. Noren's all over him like a cheap suit now. And the play goes dead with 11:42 remaining. The faceoff will come outside the Leksand zone. Excellent action. Good road game from Leksand. They came into this game in 14th in the Swedish Hockey League with just 2 points against Brynäs. Pretty good at home, Brynäs, and they are 5th in the SHL with 12 points. Well, right now, Leksand will be happy where they're at in this contest. 11.5 to go. They'd like to use that momentum from the Bertov goal to turn this into their first win of the campaign. Here's Sundqvist. Sundqvist lost an edge, but he will go D to D. Got it to Zanetti. Zanetti got it to the line, no further. Zanetti goes back into the corner, being watched by Olofsson. Quick stick by Zanetti. Get it over to Pontus Westerholm. Westerholm to his brother Patrick. Olofsson will just dump it hard in. Johan Olofsson played for Färjestad BK last season, so this is his first campaign with Leksand. Good way to ingratiate yourself on your new coach, on your new teammates, is to get a big goal, and Olofsson has done a pretty good job in this game for Leksand. Jan Knut just rips it forward. Forsberger couldn't get around Bertelsen. Bertelsen has been, for my money, the best player in the game for Brynäs. He's got an assist. He's been physical. He's been rock steady on the blue line. As you saw there on that play with the streaking Forsberger. There's Bertelsen to Blomqvist. Blomqvist to a streaking Manberg. Manberg trying to go around Noren. Noren did a good job keeping him to the outside. Long shot off the end boards there from Killström, and it deflects up and out of play. It's a sellout. 7,909 on hand at Havlrinken. This is a rivalry that goes back decades. A lot of history, although that young man more interested in his snack than the game. This is a 1100. And for Brynäs, sell out at the team. Home for Hockey Premier Sports. 1-1 with 9:45 remaining. Who will be the hero? Pishkala puts a pizza up the middle. Doesn't cost him there, but you don't want to do that with Nick Johnson lurking out at the top of the defensive blue line. Pishkala this time, instead of going up the middle, goes up the left side to Eriksson. Eriksson sweeps it past Zanetti. And then Eriksson will get in against Sundqvist. He'll finish his hit. Zanetti will take a run at Eriksson. Eriksson at 6'3", a big man. Hasn't had many chances on the goal in this game. Lucas Eriksson, just 1 assist on the season. But he has been poised and determined here in the third frame. 1-1. Patrick Westerholm and Berthoff, the goal scorers in this contest. We just have time in this power break to tell you that coming up at 9 p.m., KHL Insider will be on Premier Sports. A full hour of KHL highlights, features, and interviews. And then at midnight, more highlights, this time from the NHL. NHL on the fly from midnight. And then 1 a.m., the Washington Capitals are in Pittsburgh to play the Penguins. And the Stanley Cup champions, the Penguins, will raise their Stanley Cup banner tonight from 1 a.m. on Premier Sports. Big day at Premier Sports, of course. You mentioned the KHL. We're currently live with the Swedish Hockey League, and later NHL highlights and live NHL action. Those are the top 3 leagues in the hockey world: the NHL, the KHL, and the Swedish Hockey League, and we have all of them for you this season on Premier Sports. Kastengi wins the draw. Back to Pishkala. Dumped in by Utero. Lang keeps the puck in deep, and now Sundqvist goes to work in behind Sandstrom. Granstrom trying to help him out. That will be lifted up and out of play by Kastengi. Deflected off a Brynäs player. Kastengi wins another important face-off to Pishkala. Pishkala with a long wrist shot in on Sandstrom, just testing his luck right there. Sandstrom saw it, dealt with it. No one around for a rebound. Off of Patrick Westerholm, up high on the glass, but stays in play. Kept in at the right point by Gunderson. Here's Zaborski. Zaborski to Westerholm. Westerholm trying to get it around Pishkala. No easy play. Pishkala has been good in his own end. Here is Ryan Gunderson. Led all Brynäs skaters with 14 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time through 2 periods. Here's the speedy Clark, and his shot comes off the stick of Pishkala, up and out of play. 8:23 remaining. Clark had a breakaway earlier. He was stopped by Engren. Real big stop by Ati Engren. Both goalies have been good in this contest, thus the low-scoring affair. Pishkala had that come off his skate awkwardly, contained it though before Clark could get a stick on it. Here's Pudas though. Pudas back to Lindblom. Lindblom hacks at that, but Berthoff, the goal scorer for Leksand, will get it out into the neutral zone. He was looking for a situation just to relieve the pressure, and he did a good job. Lindblom to Clark. He waved at it. Jensen will get in hard on the puck. Here's Clark. Turns it back for Jesper Jensen. He tried to go back to Clark, but that'll be swept out by Olden. Here's Jonas Harry. Olden goes to the front of the net, and Sondre Olden looking for his first goal of the season. That would have been something else for Leksand. Here's Clark. Clark with his shot. It was blocked by Noren, and Gronberg will go up the right side to Sondre Olden. Olden sensing some space down the weak side. He tried to get it to Carlson, but Zanetti will break up that play. Here's Manberg. Manberg with fresh legs and some good wheels. He'll dump it forward right in on Engren. Engren will play it into the corner for Alsing. Interfeld getting plenty of shifts in this third period. To Blomqvist. Of course, we haven't seen Tommy Puckalanvara since he took that big hit from Bertelsen. One-timer from Zanetti, turned aside by Engren. No Puckalanvara for Leksand. We'll have to use the youngster Bjornstad for a few shifts here as the game wears on. Here's Forsberg. Across the line, there was absolutely nobody there. Granstrom will happily take that. Here's Johnson. Johnson being watched by Yatterl. He squeaks by Yatterl and throws the puck around, looking for Paille. Paille keeps it in deep. There's Bertelsen, steady, keeping it in. Johnson, though, Johnson was trying to think 2 moves ahead, and he was dispossessed by Yatterl. Gunderson up the middle for Granstrom with 6 minutes remaining in period 3. Gunderson with this shot, tipped by Paille, tipped wide. And a big hit on the other side, but here's Kastenguy. Kastenguy can't pull the trigger as Sandstrom shuts the door. Kastenguy with 1 goal and 1 assist on the campaign. What a magnificent opportunity he had. Here's Hughes! Oh, baby! Leksand grabbed the lead with 5:35 remaining. Ben Hughes with the shot. Ben Hughes with the goal. Kastenguy, who missed an earlier opportunity, back to Hughes. Hughes throws it on the net. Forsberger does a great job of taking away the eyes of Sandstrom. Sandstrom does never see that. Look at Forsberger, about 10, 12 feet out in front of Sandstrom, and a high shot off the stick of Hughes eludes Sandstrom. And how often do we see that in hockey? Dan Paille had a chance to tip. I believe it was a Puda shot from the point. He tipped it wide. They come back the other way. Kastenguy has a chance. Doesn't score on that chance. It was a good save by Sandstrom, but Kastenguy follows through, gets the puck back to the point, and Hughes. A simple wrist shot and a magnificent outcome. Leksand, 5:20 away from their first win of this SHL season. Certainly Brynäs, plenty of time to have something to say about that. There's Patrick Westerholm. Patrick Westerholm tries to bat it out of midair. It was a good shot by Zaborski, and Westerholm stayed with it, but so did Atte Engren in the Leksand net. Here's Pudas for Pontus Westerholm. Pontus Westerholm, simple shot, looking for a rebound for Zaborski. Zaborski had the puck bounce away from him. Here's Sondre Olden. Olden! Knife of a backhand off the chest of Sandstrom, looking for a rebound that time for Martin Carlson, but Sandstrom with an excellent play in Brynäs' crease. There's head coach Per-Erik Johnson chatting with the Swedish host broadcasters, and that smile, he hasn't smiled much this season, coming into this game with 2 overtime losses and 5 losses. Right now, with a 2-1 lead, and a very good road game, Leksand have reason to smile, but they've got to see this through. This is a Brynäs team that has plenty of firepower, and they will compete to that final buzzer. Dan Paille to Bertelsen. Bertelsen has been sublime. Broken stick, though, gets in the way of that back pass from Bertelsen. Paille gets hit by Forsberger. Here's Pishkala. Pishkala for Carlson. Good play there by Sandstrom to get forward, as Forsberg thought maybe he'd have a partial breakaway. Paille can't pull the trigger there, as Pishkala stayed with him. Here's Granstrom. Paille far right corner for Johnson. Nick Johnson, the SHL goal-scoring champion a season ago, still looking for his first of this season. He'll be the danger man down the stretch here for Brynäs. This line has been very good, Granstrom, Paille, and Johnson. Jonathan Granstrom, of course, the 2 previous years with Luleå, and Jonathan Granstrom had 13 goals for Luleå last year. Here is a shot from Hughes, the screen by Forsberger. Hughes gets the goal, assisted by Kasten Guy. 2-1 Leksand, 3:40 to go. Turnaround shot, Clark in front. And Ati Engren, seeing the puck like a beach ball there, controls the shot from Killstrom and allows no rebound. Kasten Guy versus Patrick Westerholm. Patrick Westerholm with a good job to Killstrom. Killstrom with the shot. Glove down. Clark was in front, but he couldn't find the puck. Here's Pudas. Pudas for Westerholm. Westerholm will just dump it in on the backhand. Clark trying to chase down Noren, but Noren had too much time and space. And despite that time and space, he gives it away to Pudas. Pressure now coming from Pontus Westerholm. Back to Killstrom. Lang couldn't chop that out for Leksand. Forsberger could, though. He will dump it up and down. That'll be an icing against Leksand with 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the third period. Leksand 2, Brynäs 1. Face off to the right of Ati Engren. Hughes, after a good face-off win, defensive zone face-offs crucial now for Leksand, and Kasten Guy with a good job. Kasten Guy dumps it in. He has been instrumental in this third period. Of course, the assist on the Hughes goal, but a couple of big face-off wins from Eric Kasten Guy, the Canadian. Here's Johnson. Johnson sweeps it into the crease. Granstrom was there, Paille as well. And somehow the puck stays out. The Brynäs faithful were on their feet at Havelrinken. Here's Jonas Harry. Oh, Jonas Harry gets it back to Forsberger, but the play doesn't come off. The whole Leksand bench wanted Jonas Harry to shoot there. He tried to get fancy to Forsberger, and I think if he had that to do over again, the Hungarian would have shot the puck. Here's Lindblom. Lindblom back to Blomqvist. Blomqvist walks in, great block by Piskala. And now the sacrifices will be made by Leksand. They will try and block shots. They will be brave, and Piskala with a good example there on the block pass. Olden trying to get it out. Lindblom keeps it in, but Noren will sweep it into the neutral zone. Here's Killstrom. Killstrom being watched by Carlson. Leksand would like to keep the pressure and the puck forward to keep Sandstrom in the net. They don't want a 6-on-5 situation. Oh, the puck trickles through. Lindblom got a touch on that as Zaborski rolled it at the Leksand net. Here's Pudas. Lindblom now takes a bump from Hughes, and Hughes is standing up as the hero right now. He has that go-ahead goal, the second tally for Leksand. Giveaway. And Sondre Olden with the open net, done and dusted. Sondre Olden, the empty net goal. It's 3-1 Leksand. Felix Sandstrom hadn't been back at the bench for much longer than the blink of an eye. He gets to the bench, a 6-on-5 situation. But Brynäs turned the puck over right here. Zaborski tries to do too much. Lindblom with the tip. This is an earlier sequence, but here's where they turn the puck over. Pudas tries to do too much, and Olden has too much speed for Killstrom, and a yawning cage 6x4 awaits the Norwegian Olympian, and that is his first goal of the season, and probably the most relief Leksand have had throughout the start of this campaign, as they have some breathing room with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. They are that close to their first win of the campaign. And there is the away support. They are enjoying this third period. They were scoreless after 20 minutes of play. Leksand trailed 1-0 after 2 periods. 3 straight goals from the visitors in the third period. Bertov, his first. Hughes, his first. And Olden now. An unassisted goal into the empty net as Pudas tried to do too much at the offensive blue line and turn the puck over. And Olden trying to put that final nail in the coffin of Brynäs to get that first win for Leksand. But here's Clark. Brynäs won't give up, and there's still, in hockey terms, plenty of time to play. Pudas sweeps it into the crease for Blomqvist. Pontus Westerholm will keep it in. Kastengi will just slide it forward. And of course, Sandstrom is back on the bench as Zaborski nearly blows a tire. And why not? Pull the goalie for sure if you're head coach Thomas Berglund of Brynäs. Doesn't matter if you lose 4-1 or 3-1 right now, but certainly with 33 seconds left, you could try and make this thing closer as tempers will spill over a little bit. Eriksson, no surprise to see him in there. Lucas Eriksson. 6'3", 215 pounds. He has been aggressive. He's been a bit of a thorn in the side of Brynäs in this one. The faces on the bench, Brynäs tell it all. They thought they had this game in hand after 20 minutes or after 40 minutes of play. It looks like a penalty now to Pontus Westerholm, a high sticking call, which led to that scrummage in the corner to the right of Ati Engren. So with 33 seconds to go, Eriksson will go as well, so it will be offsetting. And Eriksson was in there guns a-blazing after the Westerholm high stick. So Eriksson for roughing, Westerholm for high sticking. 33 seconds remain. 4-on-4 hockey at Havelrinken. Well, no, they're saying it's 2 for the high stick, 2 + 2. And that's exactly what you want for Leksand. See this through on the power play. It has been a magnificent third period. It was a good road game. They never hung their heads when they went down 1-0. And now Jonas Harry to Knuts, and Knuts can't put the puck to Twine. On the power play, they are 0 for 1 on the power play. Just the second chance with the man advantage. Brynäs has just had 1 power play. Pretty clean game. Referees Sjöqvist and Claesson have let them play. Pontus Westerholm with 2 + 2 for the high stick. And here is the 10 seconds that head coach Per-Erik Johnson has been dreaming of. Just a few ticks to go on that clock for Leksand to get their first win of the season. Wow! Magnificent road game from Leksand IF. They knock off Brynäs 3-1. Brynäs very good on home ice, but in this one, they just couldn't get it done in the third period. The traveling support for Leksand will certainly continue the party into the Swedish night. Bertov from Hughes and Forsberg. Hughes, his first from Kastengi, and Olden unassisted into an empty net, all in the third period, giving Leksand the 3-1 lead. Patrick Westerholm on your screen right now, his first of the season, the lone goal for Brynäs, assisted by Bertilsson and Zaborski. No score after the first period, 1-0 Brynäs after 2 periods, but at full time, the only score that matters is at full time, of course, and it is Leksand 3, Brynäs 1. And for the team in white and blue, coming in here in 14th place, just the 2 points, they get their first win of the season, and a magnificent win indeed for head coach Per-Erik Johnson and his club Leksand IF as they salute the away fans who were of good voice, especially in the last few minutes there with that lead, a lead they have craved for the 7 previous games. And magnificent scenes for Leksand IF, as they say thank you to the faithful who have waited 8 games for that first win, rewarded at Havelrinken in this contest. I'm Aaron Murphy. Thank you for allowing us into your homes on a magnificent Thursday evening of Swedish hockey. Stick around from 9 p.m. tonight, KHL Insider.